So I did a thing. I did a thing, you guys. I bought myself a new machine. And I know. You guys are saying, now, Catherine, didn't you just get a new overlocker? Well, yes, I did. And what happened was I went on this Bernina retreat and they had us play around with the B790 Pro, which is the top of the line machine except for the 990. The 990 is the like newest top of the line, but it's always on back order. So 790 Pro is like the second top of the line machine. And of course, I fell in love with it. And when I came home, I said, babe, listen. This machine brought me so much joy, and I think I need a new one. And he said yes. So I went today and I got a new machine. Now, here's the deal. I've had a B435, which is one of the lower end series of the collection, but it's an excellent machine. I won it 6 years ago with a Bernina competition. That's how I got into Bernina in the beginning. And it's always served me really well. It functions really great. It's been an amazing sewing machine. I've never even thought of upgrading because it's such a good sewing machine on its own. But then when I went to the retreat and I got to play around on the 790, I just thought, oh my gosh. I mean, the possibilities of the 790 Pro are endless. It's an embroidery machine and a sewing machine in one. And then it has a lot of capabilities and technology that like normal lower end models don't have. For example, don't know where it is, but I made that little notebook cover for my daughter that has all the hearts on it. That stitch is really large, and that is specific to the 790 Pro. So anyways, I went today to Continental Sewing, which is my local sewing shop. If you're anywhere in Kentucky, they sell sewing machines you can pick up locally. Or if you're out of state, they also sell tons of notions, which I also picked up today since I now have an embroidery machine, and they will ship to you. So highly recommend. They're wonderful there. Continental Sewing in Lexington, Kentucky. So when I picked it up, I did not know that it was going to come in 5 boxes. So apparently this is the sewing machine here, and then a bunch of things came with it, like the embroidery hoops and carrying cases. And so I just figured we should open it all up together and go through it. This is Junie, my dog. Hi, Junie. She's probably going to be with us the whole time because she is my little shadow. So let's save the best for last. This is the machine here. Let's go ahead and open these other packages. By the way, I don't know where you live, but here in Kentucky, it is literally, it was 0 this morning, 0 degrees outside. Our kids are off school yet again. In the last 31 days, they have been in school for 4 of them. Because the weather has just been so absurd here. So they're home with me, but they're taking a little break down in the basement so that I can unbox this. And they're probably going to be out of school tomorrow too. Okay, so this is the first thing I just opened up. Watch out, Jeannie girl. I believe this is the carrying case for the embroidery hoops. Let's open it up and see what we got. I feel like going live has become my new thing. It's kind of fun just to do this with somebody else other than myself at the house. Okay, yes, so this is a carrying case. Oh, Bernina 7 Series Skill Course. Oh, coupon code, don't look at that too closely. A little carrying shoulder strap, and then here is the main hoop in here. So again, like I said, the 790 Pro, which I just bought, comes with an embroidery package so that I can actually do embroidery. I used to have an embroidery machine, but it was a sewing machine embroidery combo. It was an entry-level brother, and I ended up, when I got my B435, I ended up giving it to a friend. So I haven't been able to do embroidery in quite a long time, so I'm really excited that this machine allows me to do embroidery. I feel like that is another whole sewing world in the sewing world, like a niche of it that I just don't know much about. I'm sure there's quite a lot of more designs that have come out on the market since 2014 when I was first embroidering. Okay, so this is the carrying case for that. Next up is this thing. This feels heavy. I don't know what this is actually. I'm curious how many of you all have bought new machines recently. This feels like Christmas Day whenever you get to open a new package. And it just brings so much inspiration. I've already been thinking about what I can do with embroidery and with the new feet I bought. And while I was there, I decided to pick up some new feet that will fit my new machine. And one of them is a cording foot. I'll show you it in a minute. But essentially it allows you to sew over cording, like thick think of it as like kind of like rope. And so you can create designs on things with the cording foot. And I was thinking about doing a sweatshirt that then I use the cording foot to create a big bow on it. How cute would that be? Okay, so the next thing is this. I want to say this has to do with the embroidery as well. Also, sorry I have the sniffles. It's so cold here that I'm getting a cold myself. Okay. Oh, wow. This is cool. Okay, so this is the embroidery. Move you up. The embroidery box that comes with all the stuff for the embroidery. So we've got a library of different stitches from OESD. That's the sister company to Bernina. We've got some embroidery thread down in here. I bought some more embroidery thread while I was there. I didn't realize it came with a bunch in there. So in a nice case with embroidery needles, and then it has a bunch of different stabilizers to use. Whenever you're doing embroidery, you have to have stabilizers. So it comes with that, tearaway tape, etc. Bunch of different embroidery stabilizers, and then it also comes with the big book of embroidery. Bernina does this specifically. They have big books of, and it has like big books of feet or big books of stitches or big books of serger, etc. So this is embroidery. I, again, know very little about embroidery, so I feel like I'll be using this a lot to figure out how to create designs on things. Very excited about this. Okay, so this is the embroidery package. Also, I'm so new to this. I don't actually know what software I'm supposed to be using for this. Back in the day when I had my other embroidery machine, it was a brother, and I used something called Brilliance, but that was like in 2014. So I don't know what has come on the market, but I think I'm going to need some sort of software in order to create the designs. And it may have come with this. I'm genuinely not sure. I bought this not necessarily for the embroidery aspect. I bought it for the sewing capabilities. So I feel like the embroidery is just the cherry on the top for me. Okay, this is the next thing that it came with. And this is a carrying case, I believe, for the actual machine, which if you travel and sew, like if you ever go on sewing retreats, or you go to a cabin and you want to bring your sewing machine, or you go on vacation, it is amazing to have a traveling case like this. I tend to drive places versus fly, and so to have a carrying case that I can throw in my trunk is awesome. Also, I'm planning to do a few classes at Continental Sewing here in Kentucky, up in the coming year, and so I'll be able to bring my machine in this carrying case. It has wheels and it's basically like a luggage. So that came with it as well. All right, we're down to the last two boxes. So this is the actual machine. This right here, I don't know. Let's open it up. I think it has to do with the embroidery. Maybe it's the I bet it's like the actual machine portion of the embroidery. It has like a big table that you have to connect to your sewing machine in order to do the embroidery. I bet that's what's in here. Put this down so it doesn't fall. It's like Christmas. This has never happened, by the way. I've never gotten one machine, let alone two machines in this amount of time. This is kind of crazy. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to be selling off my other two machines that I'm replacing with the two I just got. So the B435 I'm going to be selling, along with any feet that can't transfer over to the B790. And then I'm also going to be selling my Baby Lock Accolade, which is my serger cover stitch duo machine. I just replaced that with the Bernina L890. So if you're in the market, reach out to me. I don't have pricing down yet, but I have a bunch of feet that go along with it, and I'll sell it definitely at a reasonable price. I want to move inventory. So if you currently are curious about upgrading your machine, let me know. Both of the machines are, within like 5-6 years old, so they're still in excellent condition. Okay, so inside of this box, let me just put it up first. You can see I've got thread, and I've got the different hoops. Looks like there's different sizes, small, medium, another medium, and the other one was the large, and then whatever this is in here. But I feel like down below this, there's something else. Yeah, okay, so this is what I was talking about right here. This is the table that plugs into the sewing machine to turn it into an embroidery machine. So this kind of goes off to the side. If the sewing machine was here, you click this in and then you can do embroidery. So what I don't know what I'm gonna do is I don't have a big enough table for this, you guys. I sew on a really small, like right behind you. I'm gonna flip you around and show you. I sew on this. This is my bookshelf. There's my B435. This is where I sew. There's no way that this new machine is gonna fit here. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I might end up moving it to this table over here. Sorry for the mess, but this used to be our dining room table in our house, but when we moved to the current house, it doesn't fit in the place where the dining table is supposed to go. So it became my craft table, and it has a huge space. I have my projector mounted here, so I do all of my cutting of fabric here. And then I have my standalone cover stitch machine, which is the Burnett B62 airlock. But I'm thinking about switching it so that this standalone cover stitch machine is now here, and then my sewing machine is here. It's not ideal because I really like sewing by these two windows, but you know, it also wouldn't fit here, which is where my serger is. So I think I'm left to putting it on that table. We'll see. I'm gonna play around. Anyways, so that is the base table that connects to the sewing machine to turn it into an embroidery machine. Now the really fun part, which is to unbox the actual sewing machine. Again, B790 Pro. There is the 700 series of Bernina, there's the 800 series, and then there's the 900 series. However, the 790 Pro actually came out after the 800 series. So this is, again, the next top of the line to the 900 series. So it's almost as good as you can get. Anticipation, I tell you what. So exciting. Okay, so the first thing that is in the box is the table that connects to the sewing machine for you to be able to just sew normal stuff like garments. It's not embroidery, this is just the normal one that connects. And again, there's some more Mettler thread. Mettler is a sister company to Bernina, and so every Bernina machine that you purchase now always comes with Mettler thread, which is awesome. Highly recommend checking out Mettler thread. Specifically, I'm obsessed with their Seriflex thread, which is stretchy thread that you can sew a straight stitch on knit garments and it won't pop on you because it's stretchy. Okay, the next portion looks like it's the actual machine. This looks really heavy. Okay, first before I pull that out, because I don't know if I have the strength to do that. Here's another little case to go over it. Again, like I said, I don't typically use cases, but it is really good to have if you travel or if you are scared of things spilling on your machine. It's great to always have